Not Wi-Fi. You can do it.
All right, we are live. What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Talk Heavy. It's your girl V.
Just call me Ro.
It's Scotty.
Your man Keith.
And you know, we always
Wait.
give the latest and greatest in the words of Scoop Burgundy, who is not here. So to start off for this week's episode of Talk Heavy, the Stimmy checks have hit. At least they hit my bank account. So I'm hoping they hit y'all. So how we enjoying this Stimmy check, y'all?
Well, I didn't get it, so I'm a little sad, depressed.
Dang, sucks to suck.
Right, but I just started budgeting though. I started a budget. Y'all got a budget? What's it?
So like when you get it, are you gonna be responsible or
absolutely no, I'm not gonna get it at all. But what I'm saying is to compensate, I'm gonna start budgeting. You feel me? So then
you're not getting the Stimmy at all.
No, not at all.
What you do for your day job?
But wait. But hold on. Stop. You asked too many questions. You asking way too many questions.
Sound like I'm not asking enough.
Exactly, right?
I don't know who watching, where the feds is, you know what I mean? But listen.
Put me on, bro. What's up? Put me on, bro.
What your W-2s look like?
I don't know what that is. I ain't never filed one of those a day in my life.
Okay. Never filed W-2. I don't think that's
wow.
Huh?
You going to jail?
If the IRS is watching, he lives in Delaware. I do not know this man. He just appeared in my life one day. I was at Keith's house, minding my business, living my life. I filed my taxes, and I greatly appreciate.
Well, how your
government has given me.
Well, how your Stimmy treating you, V?
Well, unfortunately, I had to be responsible. Drexel University apparently said I owed them exactly $1,400, and that's why they were holding my degree. And I'm like, how I owe y'all? All my shit is on loans. What you mean? Right. Just add that to the loan. Like, give me my money. What are you talking about? I'm not paying that back. No way. I'm not paying that back. But I kind of need my degree. If I want to prove that I have my master's, I had to go ahead and send them that $1,400.
The irony,
I planned on balling out when I got to Atlanta. I was like, drinks on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, but,
you get a drink. You get a drink. What's your name? I don't know. You get a drink too.
Yeah, I'm lying. I don't plan on spending a dime when I get there. I plan on having free dates for the first month to get all my meals. But
you gonna go to Atlanta tricking? You tricking out there in Atlanta?
First of all, any woman, and I hope there's somebody watching this, if you are a woman that's halfway attractive, and when I say halfway, I mean on a scale of 1 to 10, you a 3.5. If you are anywhere from a 3.5 and up, and you move to a new city and you are paying for your own meals the first 2 weeks, you are not managing your femininity properly, and you need some help. You need some milk. That's what you need. You need some milk.
Can we pause for a second?
Every time I've moved anywhere, I never paid for not near one of my meals the first 2 weeks I was there.
What is the criteria for a 3.5? B? I just wanted to know.
I'm a woman. I don't know. I just know that God bless me that I have never been ranked that low. However, that's a question for y'all. What's a 3.5?
And are you dropping the Stimmy on a 3.5?
Wait, disgusting how fees beautiful. Are you gonna go tricking? She said, "Nigga, do you know who the hell I am? Who the hell? Who are you talking to?"
I'm just saying.
And I think a 3.5. A 3.5. What's a 3.5? A 3.5. I'm trying to think of like a star that's a 3.5.
Yeah, somebody.
All women are beautiful. All women are beautiful.
Oh, word. God. Oh,
talk that talk.
What in the world?
I make up for misogynistic comments he said off camera. It's fine.
Nah, I don't get into that.
So, Keith, on to you. What are you doing with your Stimmy?
My Stimmy came at a nice time, because I just got back from Mexico. I was out in Cancun, out there partying or whatever. So it came at a nice time.
You brought that Mexico Wi-Fi back with you.
That's a good one. But yeah, I'm gonna do what Scott said he was doing, budgeting. Put my stimmy to good
Don't
things.
do what Scott said he was doing. What is wrong with you?
Yeah,
Why would you ever do that?
I'm a budget. What you mean?
Be fiscally
Scott's not getting a
stretch your
Stimmy,
dollar.
Keys. He don't got
Stretch your
14 to
dollar.
budget because he's not getting the Stimmy.
Yeah, I'm not.
You sit here talking about something I'm gonna do what Scott do. Y'all act like the feds don't be watching. Listen, if the feds are watching, I don't know what these men are talking about. I filed my taxes. I know I haven't filed mine yet because y'all claim I owe y'all, so it might be a while, and I'm not gonna hold you. I definitely plan on extending that. However, I'm a good citizen and I pay my taxes. So Keith, what are you doing? What are you doing with your Stimmy?
Well, as y'all see, my name is Stimmy Neutron. I feel like I just want to stimulate my life a little bit more. And hold on, guys. Just put the elephant next to the giraffe. Yes, thank you. We here in Keith Castle, we are enjoying our money. I went to Chick-fil-A the other day. I told them to bring me out the cows. You know what I'm saying? I went to Panera Bread. I said, bring me the whole loaf. I went to Popeyes. I said, bring out the lady.
The whole French baguette.
The whole
whole John. Yo.
I am eating out here. I am tricking and flipping and tricking. I took Tennille to get a new TV. I said, what you want? You want a TV? Come on, let's go get a goddamn TV right now. You want to give me a TV? I'm spending money.
That's what I like to hear.
That's what you should do. Now, about some taxes. Like V said, I owe a little bit of money. I'm going to get to y'all when I get to y'all. Listen, I spent all my bail money on stupid shit right now, so please don't lock me up. I'm going to get to it when I don't owe money no more.
I like it.
First of all, I gotta be some type of fraud because Keith is rich. You're not. Keith
rich. I got to send this check and you didn't. You rich.
But no, Keith, you must be frauding on that joint. You've been making money. You've been having bread since you was a kid.
No,
you came out the womb.
Have y'all ever heard the famous quote? I believe it goes, "Snitches get stitches." Is that how it goes?
What did you just ratting? You were just ratting on me.
You snitched on yourself. All I said to the IRS was, I ain't got nothing to do with that. You snitched on yourself. That is between you and Joe Biden. That is not my business at all.
And see, the thing is, Scott, we family.
If I'm going down, you going down. That's all I'm gonna say.
But we family. Why you take me?
What that mean?
What that mean? Your dad do something to you, turn against all of us? I take out the whole family. Yeah, we all he's trying to way to snitch on Keith right now. He's trying, I don't know what he did.
Keith, I ain't saying nothing. You got a nice beard, bro. I like your beard, bro. That's it. I don't know
what's going on now.
Wow, that's so much love. I love this.
Appreciate you. Yeah, that was a little.
Yeah, like you take real nice care. You know what I mean?
Are you?
Yeah,
flirting?
All that.
Are we flirting? No, it's two black men. Hold on. It's two dark-skinned brothers. Hold on, now we gonna move on. It's two brothers showing love. You know what I mean? Why I gotta be flirting? I'm just showing love and appreciation to another brother. Is that a problem?
Okay, Salt Bay, I see you.
You trying to get V locked up, but you said Keith look cute today. I'm confused on where.
I didn't say Keith look cute today. I said he got a nice beard. Hey, bro. It's a very big difference.
All right, so let's move on before this goes left. This sounds like this next topic is going to go left. So next up, we have. I know you all have seen the hashtag going around, about the Asian community. On Tuesday, they were under attack in the good old city of Atlanta. Basically, some crazy man, he went spa hopping and he basically was shooting down and killing Asians at different spas and ended up killing 8 people. So I guess, this whole like Asian mistreatment thing, how do y'all feel about that? Like, I feel like it's definitely come at a higher rate because of the pandemic and, our former president always calling it the China virus and stuff like that. But what are y'all thoughts around it?
I got a few questions before we, was the man white?
Yes.
Yes.
Did they take him to McDonald's?
Yes.
Is that facts?
No, they just said they statement for him was he was having a really bad day.
Oh, okay. All right, there we go. So they did. I see. Usually that's what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So instead of McDonald's, he got Arby's.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? A man killed some minorities, some Asian people, and then they try to downplay it. That's usually what happened. He got mental illness. Mm-hmm. Oh, but if he was a black man, they would have violated him. But
talk about it.
But the Asian hate crimes that's going on because of the Rona is terrible. It's really horrible. I don't really know much about Asian racism because I'm black, but not because I'm black, but just also because I'm uninformed. Let me just say that for real, because I'm uninformed. And it's really horrible what I've been hearing and seeing about it. And it really I don't know. What y'all think? I'm here to learn, for real.
Keith, I'm gonna let you go before I speak.
I'm definitely uninformed. I wasn't really too aware of everything that was going on. I saw it trending on Twitter for a little bit. It's really terrible. And the fact that he wasn't stopped, before he was able to do more is also just like what the hell, because after that happens at one place, usually the cops are like all over the city, trying to look for whoever did whatever they did. But the fact that he went to 2 more spots after that, it's just like, come on, like you could do a better job than that. So like prayers out to everybody that's involved in this situation. It's really tragic.
100% praise to everyone. Like before we even go any further, for everyone who lost their life, that is crazy. And for them to make up their excuse for that man and say he was just having a bad day, I just feel like please just don't put out statements. Then you don't have to say anything if you're not going to say like what we need you to say. And I also seen a lot of how the black community can help the Asian community, and I don't want to feel not to say I don't want to feel like it's my job to jump in and save the Asian community, but this is starting with white people. How can y'all jump in and change what's going on right now because y'all control everything? You know what I'm saying? So I just seen too many articles putting the stuff on us rather than on the situation at hand.
Word. I remember when the old man got hit and killed. Was that in California, I believe? San Francisco, one of those cities in California. The man's family came out, did an interview, and they were talking about how black people, the black community, hate Asians and such. And there's a lot of Asian racism within the black community. And like Keith alluded to, I think that there is a lot of misdirection going on. Mm-hmm. But that's the whole theme of white supremacy, is to take the minorities and pit them against each other, and y'all fighting amongst each other. But that's not really, we're not supposed to be doing that. We're supposed to be together fighting against, the white supremacists. That's what we're supposed to be doing. The system that's against all the minorities. And, I just think that it's really difficult to navigate that because people are angry. And when people are angry, they mad at whoever. The first person they can lash out at, that's who they lashing out at. So in your proximity, you see black people. So I'm gonna lash out at the black people because I saw the black person hit this old man and kill him. So now I think all black people are doing this racist stuff. So I think it's really a thing of not comparing struggles too. Yes. And also understanding what the issues are at their foundation, not individual events that occur.
Yeah, I mean, I just to piggyback off of that, something I wanted to notate earlier was in reference to how the police reacted in saying that he was having a bad day. It's just so like disgusting to me because he clearly planned that. Because if you read the full story, he visited every spa as a customer prior to him shooting them up. So that to me indicates that was premeditated murder. Like that wasn't something he just woke up and was angry at Asians. Like he planned that out. Like, so like that. And then, to comment off of what y'all were saying in reference to like, the Asian community and people saying like, how can black people help? I feel like people look to the black community to support them because we support everyone all the time. Like even, and y'all know my feelings towards the whole women's rights movement, but using that as an example, like the women's rights movement was able to get to where it was because of the fact that it occurred during the civil rights movement, and because Black people were willing to go hand in hand and support that movement while still doing Black rights. And so I feel like like if you just go through history, you see like Black people being so supportive of so many different movements. And not that I'm saying I'm not supportive of, like the Stop Asian Hate movement, but I do think that it's unfair for the media and for other people to have that expectation of us when it comes to us, we don't get that in return.
That's 100. That's super 100. If I can ask a question to y'all, do y'all feel like we growing up it was a lot of Asian hate? Like from because Asian hate, I guess, is not just violence, it's about just words. So saying like, well, they cook cats at the Chinese store, from they can't drive to this and that and the third. And a lot of that I learned from, the older people in my life growing up. Do you feel like so I'm gonna take the blame off of me. I just didn't learn it myself. Do you feel like some Black people, I guess in general, should take some of the blame for some of the Asian hate?
One thing we know for certain is that old Black people racist as hell. I know that for a fact. Old Black people about racist, some of the racist motherfuckers you'll ever encounter. And that shit is learned from them. And I know for me, right, I had a story when I was in the anatomy lab, right? And we dissect cats in anatomy lab. And I was like, yo, where you get this cat? The Chinese store? Like, I was drawing. Like, that was, and he was like, nah, that ain't cool. Like, don't say that. Like, and my professor was Black. And he was like, yeah, don't say that. That's not cool. Like, that's racist. And I was like, damn, that's racist? I didn't think about it like it was racist. I thought it was just normal. That's what we used to say in high school and shit. We used to make jokes. You had General Soul Chicken, like, yeah, I'm eating some cat right now. Like, like make jokes and shit. But when you really think about it, it really is racist. That's fucked up to say. So I think
it's stereotypes. Yeah,
it is a it's a stereotype, but also it does come from a place of hate. Whereas like these people are doing something that we would perceive as dirty, nasty, not sanitary. Eating a cat, like that's not something that we would do in our society. Something that we would partake in or approve of. So it is definitely from a negative place, and I think it's conditioned within people, not just Black people, but people in general. And that we definitely gotta look into within and be like, yo, I gotta check some of these things that I have ingrained in me without even realizing it.
But see, also at the same time, like just the stereotype conversation, like people are getting more sensitive nowadays too at the same time, because when you look back on things like prior to a lot of events that happened in the world, a lot of movies portrayed these stereotypes, and it was funny, just like a ha moment, like because everybody was in on the joke. It wasn't like a hate thing, but then things happen, and then it just went to this next level of like everybody's more what's the word? Everybody's more just aware of like certain stereotypes, and they're just more offended by them now. Like as the generations go down, so it's just like we want to eliminate that, but at the same time, it's like also like where's that comedic relief at the same time, without crossing that line and offending somebody. So, what do you think about that? What do y'all think about that?
So I never agreed with the notion that people say that we're in more sensitive times. And the reason I've always said that is because I feel like people were always offended before. They just didn't have a platform to express that they were offended. So that's why people continuously continue to put out that content that we deem funny or that was normalized, but it was because there was no public platform for people to express that it bothered them or it hurt their feelings or however they felt about it. And I think that social media just gave people that platform to do that. So I don't think that we're more sensitive now. I just think that the content now people think through more because they're aware that they're offending people, whereas prior they weren't aware because nobody was coming to them to tell them that. But that's how I feel. And in reference to like when we were talking about like old Black people being racist and the things they said against Asians, I don't really like that whole I don't like the word racist being used in America towards anybody who's not white. And the reason for that is because when I look at racism, I view it as racism has to be something where you're doing something against a race to keep them from moving forward in your society. And I don't feel like Black people have, if anything, I think Black people have helped Asians move forward in America because a lot of their businesses function in Black communities. So I don't necessarily agree with the racist thing, but I do think that there's a there's a cultural disconnect, and I don't think it's just with Asians. I think this occurs with Asians, Africans, anyone who's not Black American, because with Black people we joke on anything that's different. So we make fun of each other all the time. That's just how we are, because coming up as slaves we had to make the best out of a terrible situation. So I think that's just how we found joy, was just joking on each other and joking on whatever. But other cultures don't necessarily experience it the way that we do. So when we say things the jokes that we would make back in middle school about Africans being booty scratchers, or Asians being, Scott was saying, having a cat in there and be like, oh, did you get that from the Chinese place? It's those are jokes to us, but I think we're also just as harsh on ourselves. But I don't think that it's understood across cultures, if that makes sense.
Ultimately, I think I understand what you're saying. Well, I disagree to the point of the culture thing. I think culturally it's true, but also words have power. And when you constantly are reinforcing a certain concept or idea without having any other external forces changing that perception, that's what you're going to think. And I'm speaking from personally, because I can't speak for everybody else. Speaking personally, that's what I thought. I genuinely thought that in Chinese stores, these motherfuckers was out here cooking cats in the stores. I genuinely believed that. And I would avoid, I'd be like, am I eating cat right now? Or am I eating chicken? I would have some General Tso's chicken and literally sit there and think I'm eating some cat, because I believe that. And that stuff does have an effect on our minds, especially as children, impressionable children. Think about, even, let's look at Africa, right? And our perceptions of Africa. I know a lot of people, especially me, I'll to speak for me, but a lot of people that I knew thought Africa was just this shitty place, no poor, nothing there, and Africa was just bad, negative associations with it altogether. And that comes from those jokes. That comes from those things like that, what you were talking about. And I think, although on your side, your perspective is true, I think there is another perspective to consider.
No, I don't disagree with anything you're saying. I'm saying that, to add on to that, I think it's not just the jokes. You have to think of, where did these jokes originate from? And I feel like, in my opinion, I think that the way that media showed other cultures to us and showed us to other cultures is the reason why we view people the way that we do. That whole joke about Asians, eating cats and dogs and, being dirty and all that type of stuff. Black Americans didn't come up with that. That's what was shown to us. And then we made a comedic relief out of it. The same with Africa. We didn't go to Africa. So we couldn't say oh, it's poor there, or oh, they do this, or blah, 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 blah. That's how they were described to us. And it's similar to when they look at us, they see us as violent in a certain way because that's how we're shown to them. And so for me, I think it's definitely, I put that on the media in reference to that. But I think my point was that, because I agree with you, words do have power. But I think what I was saying was, I don't think that when Black people were saying these things, it was coming from a hateful place. I think it was coming from a comedic, that's how we connect with each other type of place. But that disconnect is what separates us from those other cultures.
Yeah, but see, that's where it ties in that, the sensitive topic, because we say it as a joke, but then it's taken as, offensive. So you're making it like it's like a cultural thing. I don't think it's just a cultural thing. I think it's a comedic thing, because I think comedy spreads across, color and everything. I think that everybody's affected by comedy. So I disagree with that part.
Well, I was making it a cultural thing because we were talking about Asians and Black people, but I agree with you. But I think comedy also has to be offensive to a degree because they're making humor out of terrible situations. So,
comedy has to be done in a particular way. Yeah, Keith, you want to go ahead, Keith?
Like comedy, you have to offend someone to be funny. Like any joke you say is going to be offensive. If I say Scott got a black shirt on and I'm trying to offend Scott, but I want to make you guys laugh, like it has to be. You got to offend someone when you're doing comedy.
Word. And I was just saying, like comedy though, you got to do it in a way that's tasteful too. Like you can't just go up on the stage, a white comedian go on the stage and say nigger, 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 nigger. That's not funny. You know what I'm saying?
But a black comedian,
it's very offensive, but it's not funny.
But wait, a black comedian could go on stage and just say racist things over and over and over again, and it will be funny. I think comedy only has to be particular just on the color of your skin.
There are. Listen, I'm not gonna argue that because there's probably definitely some damn truth to that. But just like I was up just saying the N-word. Nobody check me about it, you know what I'm saying? Right. But if I was white, you're right. But I think when they do it, like for instance, Dave Chappelle, he makes jokes about trans people. That's one of the people that you never want to make jokes about. Trans people, the LGBT community, never want to make jokes about them, but he does it anyway. And he does it in a way that's intelligent and he understands what the situation is, but he still makes fun of them. And I think I absolutely think so. I think Dave Chappelle, I think he makes jokes that are funny, but he also has an understanding of the situation and what they like. It's a from an intellectual thing. I think the best comedians are intellectuals and they really think about society in a way that other people don't think about it in. And they're looking at it like, okay, I understand these people are oppressed or they go through their struggles, but I'm gonna still fuck with them because it's funny. You feel me? And that's what separates it, because comedy is a craft, and that's different. We're talking about communities thinking these things, and communities believe in these things, and I think that's slightly different.
But who do we get it from? Like, if I got a joke, I might have got it from Dave Chappelle about a trans person.
I don't know.
See, and then where it stems from, and then how it affects people. That's just the thing. Like, but like you said, comedy is a craft. So I do get what you're saying. It's all about how it's portrayed and how it's relayed to that person.
Exactly.
You know, so I get you. Yeah.
And they're masterful with it. Like those people, they're masterful. Like that's what they do. Like Bill Burr. I seen a little clip of the Grammys where he did the presentation, where he was like cis white men can't pronounce a Latina name, like he couldn't pronounce her name wrong. He was like, yeah, I'm a cis white man. They gonna, I can't do that no more. And like people was mad at him for that. That shit was funny though. Bill Burr, he's a legend. He's hilarious. Like,
right.
But the way he did it was funny as hell. Like, and I'm cool. I'd be cool with Bill Burr making some joke. He'd make joke about black people all the time. That should be funny. Like, and it's different. You know what I mean? But.
So like piggybacking on like the discussion around kind of like whether I guess Asian hate has been like unforeseen for a while, like because we kind of like spoke on like the comedy's impact on it, but I feel like it's bigger than just comedy because it also translates into sports and it also translates into like other aspects of like how people look at Asians. So like, how do y'all think that, that has been impacted? And do you think it's been unforeseen or we just haven't talked about it or what it is?
I feel like it has been unforeseen just because we've been so busy with ourselves recently, like the whole Black Lives Matter movement, a lot of racial tensions and everything that's been going on and a lot of situations that's been caused. Like, I feel like we just been more focused on us and trying to get our situation right that we, just might even notice a couple of times and just overlooked it because we feel like we have more bigger problems right now,
Yeah, to make me part of the problem. The first time I seen the hashtag Stop Asian Hate was on Bleacher Report with Jeremy Lin. He was talking about he was overseas and he was getting bullied about being Asian, and I swiped past it. I said, Jeremy Lin, you're a grown man, move. And I feel like that's a perception that a lot of people have. Like, I should have been way more sensitive about the fact that he felt that way. I should then like really paid attention to it. But like so much in my heart was like, I don't care. Which is like now that I think about it after the shooting and stuff, it made me feel like, dang, dog, you gotta do better. Because that's probably what like white people do to us. Like, I'm not going to research this topic. I'm not going to care about this person going through pain. You get over it. So, but yeah, I think like even in sports and the notions we have in sports, like, well, Asian people can't play basketball. You only got one Asian that can play basketball. And it's probably like so many Asian people that's really good at basketball that we don't pay attention to. But like, well, if you play basketball and you good, then you Yao Ming, which is super racist and which is super ignorant. So I feel like in sports, just in general in the world, we got to do better with this respecting people.
I think the constant critical, like, all right, because what we're talking about, right, is like falls along the lines of critical race theory. Mm-hmm. And like, it's important to understand that all these concepts come from, it's a colonial concepts, and it all derives from colonialism. And one thing we know about colonialism is from white people, the Europeans, the Anglo-Saxons, for the most part, the Anglo-Saxons. And
Angela Bassett.
The Anglo-Saxons, the British people, the British.
Oh.
The British, the Norwegian, that area of Europe. Yo, you got a pocket, bro.
Angela Bassett.
But I think I mean it's like,
oh man,
to be completely honest, right? When you look at the way our society is set up, right, and the way our laws are related to the way we identify people, is very skewed. We can all agree on that. And wait, we can all agree. Wait, yo, what y'all laughing at?
Angela Bassett.
Yeah. Yeah, out of pocket. But no, I'm just saying though, like the way our society is set up though, is based on race. Like our society is literally separated, divided by race. Our laws, our business practices, etc. And when you look at it like that, it's natural. That's a natural occurrence for everybody to be like, that person just like Yao Ming, because that's what I identify as Asian. Or that person's like Tiger Woods in golf, because that's what I identify as Black in this sector. Like that's natural for us because of colonialism. And I think we have to identify the root cause, not just look at, that's what's happening. No, find out why that's what's happening. You feel me? Identify your indoctrinated colonial ideas. We all have them. We just gotta identify them.
Get rid of the unseasoned people. I feel what you're saying.
No,
get them out of here.
Get rid of the unseasoned people's ideologies is what I'm saying.
You saying we got white people thoughts inside of us?
We absolutely have white people thoughts inside of us. Absolutely.
We kicking ass.
We've been taught that.
Bassett. Now arguing against Scott.
Yeah, out of pocket.
No, that's a valid point though, because like I know this is off topic a little bit, but do you think they'll ever stop comparing white greats to Larry Bird?
No.
Niggas don't play nothing like Larry Bird.
No. That is so off topic. No,
Lucas don't play nothing like Larry Bird.
No, that's the greatest.
Well, no, because you were saying like the Yao Ming thing, and I was like, dang, that's so true. Because I swear they try to tell me every good white player is the next Larry Bird. Like
right.
Every single one.
Right. That's
they only got one good white player for real. That's all they got.
Didn't they compare Gordon Hayward to Larry Bird too?
Probably.
Listen,
that's all they have. Who else do they have?
yeah.
Dirk like
Jerry West.
What did we take it from this?
They got Jerry West.
I'm sorry, y'all. I know I got us off topic. That was my bad.
I'm just asking though. Yeah, what's the moral?
Moral of the story is stop being racist and prejudiced and mean to Asian people. And unseasoned people, you help the Asian people. We got our own problems. We're going to help. But stop looking at us to do everything. Like V said, we start everything. What more can we do for y'all?
Identifying, I was just saying, like closing, to identify your colonial mindset and find out what the fuck going on. And if you need some reference points to understand racism in America, I recommend the book The ISIS Papers by Frances Cress Welsing. It's a great book. I did read that.
I know off your screen just now. Did you have that on? That's really good journalism you just did right there. I'm impressed. That was really good. No one else impressed by that. You just had that on cue.
No, I've read that book. No. I read that also because I recommended before The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson.
Yeah, about 17 times.
Yeah. And but so that's why I'm recommending this one. This one is more related to everybody.
Got pictures in it?
Huh?
They got pictures in it?
No.
It lost me, brother.
But Frances Cress Welsing is a very she's a sociologist though. She's a doctor of sociology, and she's a very established Black woman who wrote this book, and I think everybody should read it.
You give us a name one more time.
The ISIS Papers.
Okay.
The Keys. Yeah. It's like the Keys. See, look now I can't remember their whole name, but just look up The ISIS Papers by Frances Cress Welsing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a great spot to wrap up. Stop Asian hate and be more aware of where your thoughts come from. Love it. So now we're going to get into some, as the Scoop Burgundy himself will call it, TNT. I'm sorry, no. Is it TET or TNT?
I don't know.
I think he calls it TET for entertainment. TET. So, I'm not sure, if y'all saw this. Well, I know y'all did, but the audience saw this. But a great gospel leader, worship leader, one of the legends of our time, especially in our age group, Mr. Kirk Franklin, if you will, was put on blast by his son. His 33-year-old son recorded him and his father having an argument on the phone. And during that argument, you will hear the Reverend Pastor Deacon Kirk Franklin go in and cuss his son out in a way that a lot of Christians didn't think he was capable of speaking. You'll hear a lot of F-bombs, N-bombs. He told his son that he would put his foot to his neck. So, one, did y'all see it? And two, what were your thoughts?
I know Kirk Franklin, no karate.
That one hit. Yeah, you made a good comeback, brother. I like that one. If that old man don't be quiet, who records a conversation with their daddy? Who records a conversation with any of their parents? My mom told me yesterday she was going to Kirk Franklin me because I took too long to get out the car.
But you a grown ass man, Keith.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't record it and go on line and say I'm so scared. Tracy was going to beat me to death. Who cares? My dad threatens me every Tuesday. I don't know why. Right before the podcast, he threatened me. And I'm okay. I'm good. Who records their parents cursing them out? Everything your daddy called you was true because you recorded it. It don't seem like he missed a point there. You was a bitch ass nigga. That's exactly what he said. That's what you proving that you are.
He did say that. He did say that.
What?
Wanted to confirm that he absolutely said that.
He really said
that. At the very beginning, that's the first two words he said.
Damn.
Like as a father, how hurt I'd be if my son was that much of a BA N-word to record our argument. I'm like,
yeah.
Now you going to edit it like you didn't say it twice.
Huh? Yeah, I'm talking about my son in this category now. I ain't want to go, what I'm saying, this case in the future. My son see this and he beat my ass. Dad, I know you ain't calling me, but I just don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't see where he was coming from, what he wanted to get from this. Like, bro, that's your pop. Y'all gonna argue, y'all gonna debate, like y'all probably just alike, so y'all gonna bump heads. I don't know.
Yeah, grown ass man. Keep family business in the family. Something with that. Like
I don't see where it's my business to be involved in this man's son and him raising his son. That's
You don't think his son was nutty for that?
I don't know what the situation is. And V made a point. I said so. I was like, yeah, why would you do that? But V made a point that I was like, you know what? You're right. He probably, he like 16, 15? How old is he?
33.
He 33.
Yeah.
His son 33?
That nigga grown man. He older than me.
What? I didn't know that. Oh no.
He 10 years younger than Scoop.
Oh, he grown. Oh no. I thought he was a teenager.
No.
Oh, I thought he was a teenager. I'm like, teenagers, they hormonal. They got
yeah.
Scoop, the resident old head.
I just think karate chop queen. He is killing it with these names. I hope the people
karate chop.
But I didn't know he was 33 though. Damn. That's
crazy. Go ahead, Scott. Call him.
Call who?
Call him the bitch ass nigga. You know you want to.
No, he I can't fuck with him though. You a nut. he a whole nut. You 33 posting your pop on the no, you a nut.
That's weird.
You a weirdo. A stone cold weirdo.
And the sister argued with him. The sister was like, what are you doing, bro? Why is you posting our dad? This is weird.
Right. You a fucking weird. You a weirdo for that. Like, how you 33 post? First of all, you arguing with your dad, right? Y'all cursing each other out. And then you had the wherewithal to be like, you know what? Let me record this and put this on the gram. That's what you're thinking in your head. So what is you really like? What you was a nut, and I hope it backfired on his nut ass too. I hope everybody,
everyone called him a bitch.
Like you,
Kirk Franklin had to put out an apology video.
He ain't had to put out shit.
He had to.
He did. I was about to ask, how did y'all feel about the apology video?
I was going to listen to Plies. Here we really thought.
Let me sum it up. I apologize that y'all heard me cussing out my bitch ass son. There we go. Like, that's it. That's it. That's all he had to say for real.
Yeah, and it came out that him and his family have been him and his son specifically have been in like counseling for years, trying to like rectify their relationship. They've had like a tumultuous relationship for a very long time. And Kirk Franklin went on to say that even after that phone call, he called their therapist to have a discussion about like that whole incident and all that type of stuff. So that's why, like, even though yes, he's 33, mental health doesn't have an age. And I feel like I think him doing that just shows that in a way he must have like felt ignored throughout his life. And I think that was just his way of, not that it's excusable, it's not like it's okay to do, but I do think just on the other side of it, another perspective is that was his way of kind of like, getting out his side, or like, how he feels towards how him and his dad's relationship is. Like, I don't know. It was like a cry out for attention, I think is what I'm trying to say. It was like a cry out for attention, and he got the attention. I don't know if it's the one he wanted, but he got the attention.
Is he mentally challenged?
What?
Is he? No, I'm just asking. Like, is he challenged anyway?
I don't know how.
I don't know how to answer that one.
He went there. So to my knowledge, no, he's not mentally challenged.
Like, serious question.
Yeah, to my knowledge,
nothing is wrong with him. He's just a grown man that don't know how to communicate. That's what
wait, hold on. You'll be surprised how many grown ass men is out here that don't know how to communicate properly. So that's not abnormal at all. The part that was Sherm was just him posting it on the gram. That's normal for people not being able to communicate. They go their whole damn life not know how to communicate their feelings and be mad or upset or just harbor shit their whole life. That's why you got bitter old heads. But I think let me just say that I need to be more like you and have more compassion for people. Because you said what you said, and I was like, you know what, she right. You know what, I don't know the situation. I don't know what that man going through. I know he rich, but I'm hating on the inside because I'm not rich.
Quote unquote.
And yeah, and I think we do need to have more compassion for people, because at the end of the day, people are people, and they go through shit just like everybody else.
Can I
So real quick, now that Scott took that side, I can say how I really feel. I think he did it for a check. I think that his daddy cut him off and he needed some money. And he was like, I know how to push his buttons so that I can record him talking wild to me and sell this to the blogs. Yeah. And that's exactly what he did.
Exactly.
V, I can't, yo. Yeah. I can't with you, V. You just did.
Yeah, she really did karate chop
used me as a stepping stool.
Yeah,
she knew you had a heart, so she said, "I'm gonna get Scott." She knew Keys called the mentally challenged, not his look.
Yeah, I ain't had no sympathy.
He took it on to a whole new level. Like,
I ain't had no sympathy for Christ. No, I did not. I'm sorry.
I wanted
33 and your dad, Kurt Franklin, you don't know how to communicate? Nah, bro. Come on.
Hey, you should know how to talk over a beat. But
the Lord should be able to show him how to communicate. What you mean?
Yeah, y'all out of pocket.
Nah, the most holier than thou people be the most sinful. But go ahead, Keith.
Absolutely.
I wanted to go off of the how the mental health, and you don't know how people would feel. And I don't know if this is actually gonna fit this situation, but me and my dad, we argue all the time. We got a bad relationship and so on and so forth. Not a bad relationship, but you know, it can be iffy sometimes. And for the first time in my life, yesterday, at 27, he asked me, "How is it going?" At 20, it took 27 years for him to ask me, "How am I doing?" And guess what? I never done in my life. Recorded my dad cursing me out. So I've been mentally abused also. But you know what I'm not? A bitch ass nigga like Kurt Franklin's son. That's his mental illness. Bitch ass niggaism.
That's my guy. Here we go. Yeah, here we go.
I mean,
that's my guy.
I think you definitely shouldn't compare. That's the wrong thing to do. You shouldn't compare.
My dad too broke to be compared to the Kurt Franklins. I get it.
I have
no, I got it, Scott. No, I got it. No,
not at all.
On the tech mode today. You compared your
dad. Daddy. Listen, you're popping the top 1%. Right? I mean, you're not even. Y'all got money over there. I'm not. So I ain't know what you talking about, but you know what I mean. But I was just saying, like, we shouldn't compare though. Like, and I think we rely on our experiences and we rely on what we know to judge other situations, and I think that's why people say don't judge, because we don't know outside of what we know. And what I mean by that is you can't glean into his mental state and what experiences led to him getting into that mental state. You don't know what his dad did. You don't know what situation led to him posting that on Instagram. And although we can all agree that he shouldn't have done that, we still don't know. And so I think we should hold our judgment for real.
I just hope that check from the shade room was fat. I'm just saying, I really hope that check was. I really hope that check was fat. So speaking of checks, next we're going into rings, flings, and other things. The question today is to the fellas. And I guess to me, it would be, well, we'll figure that out later. If you're out to eat with your girlfriend and her friend is there with you, is it your job to pay for both of them at the dinner?
Keith, you want to go first?
You want to start it?
No, you go ahead.
What's up? All right.
I'm saying
no. It's all right. So no, the answer is no. Her friend should be prepared to pay for her own meal. I do not sleep with her friend. I don't communicate with her friend every day. I don't, talk. Yeah, I just, no, I'm not her friend's boyfriend. So if I'm not involved with her in any way besides my girlfriend, I'm only paying for my girlfriend in that situation. Now, if your friend come and she asks me, like, yo, can you get me and I get you back later? Or, I'm just feeling generous. I'll do that. But if it's expected of me, no, I'm not doing it. No.
Scott, how you feeling?
My bad. I had to relocate. My fault. But we have a technical difficulty.
The IRS was calling. That's what happened.
I had to relocate
on that background.
I had to relocate. But
already.
No, but I feel like I definitely think that's out of pocket. First of all, like how you gonna come to a dinner and think I'm about to pay for your ass? Fuck out of here. Number one.
Yes, Scott not spending more than $30 regardless. So
right. Hold on.
I brought 2 sandwiches, motherfuckers.
Word. I only bought 4 slices of bread to make this sandwich. Like, what you thought? You gonna get a half? The kid? Fuck out of here. I'm
them lemons and water was free.
Right. Like, no, God, like, on some real shit though, I gotta ask myself this, right? Why is your friend here with us in the first place?
That's You've never been in a situation where you was out like and it was like your girl and her. Okay,
no, I mean, you take your ass home because me and my girl about to have a good time. What is you doing here? That's what I'm gonna know. Why would that be a situation? Somebody explain.
Have y'all been in that situation? I feel like I have.
I mean, in college.
In college, but that don't count.
In college, yeah, but no, I'm grown now. Like,
well, explain your situation, V, because I'm confused as to why somebody will find themselves in that.
I mean, it was just like my boyfriend came to see me. I already like had like obligations that day, and he was just. I told him I already had plans and he still wanted to come up. So he came along or whatever. And, you know, it was just me and my homegirls. Or it was another situation where like we were out at a bar and one of my close friends, like she, you know, came to the bar or whatever, like not like necessarily. I mean, kind of, because she texted me and asked like, hey, you know, I'm by the bar. Can I come join y'all? And I asked him, he didn't care. So she came and joined us. And I've been in situations where me and him have gone out like with my friends, like, you know, to like a bar or club or whatever. So yeah, I've been in that situation a few times.
So it was like more of an impromptu thing, what I'm hearing.
Well, no, not necessarily. Like some of them were planned. Like some of them were like, we planned to go to a place and all of us went.
Okay. So in any of those situations, did you expect your man to pay for your home girls?
No, I never had that expectation, but a lot of times he would. But I mean, I told him I didn't want him to feel like that was like something I expected him, and my friends also like were like, nah, we got it. But he was just that type of dude. Like with both of my exes actually who did that, but that was just, you know, they just felt like, you know, as a man, they wanted to cover the check. But yeah, like I never had that expectation. I think for a woman to have that expectation is inappropriate. Like your man is in somebody else's bank account. He's not yours, let alone somebody else's, but it's much more understandable if you have that expectation for him to cover you and his thing, if that's like how y'all's dynamic is. But for you to expect him to cover you, Keisha, Tamika, and Sarah, why Sarah is in the equation, I don't know. But because that did not fit none of the other names I said. But like I just feel like that's just unfair. Like you shouldn't put that type of pressure on him. Like allow him to offer it if he wants to, but if he only pays for you, that's fine. Right. And if your friends have that, because I've been around, because I did have a situation where like I was the flip where my homegirl was with a guy and I was with them or whatever, me and like another homegirl, and he only paid for like our friend, which I mean, that's fine. Like I never expected for him to pay for me. But our other friend, she was just like, that's corny. He's not a real man, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, girl, first of all, I'm not going to hold you. When I go out, I don't pay for my drinks anyway. If you don't go find somebody and get them to pay for your drinks, like, what is wrong with y'all? Y'all don't manage y'all femininity properly. But I'm sorry. Back to what I was saying. All I'm saying is I'm not going out with my homegirl and her boyfriend expecting her man to pay for me. If he does, I appreciate it, but it's not. I'm not going to look at him differently if he doesn't.
V, do we need a manage your femininity right class by Venice Penn?
You know, I might have to do that. I might have to just come out here and do that because
You gotta show these girls how to use that pussy, because obviously they're not using it right.
Yeah, because I just don't understand.
They just giving it out for free. Apparently. But on the real, but sorry.
Well, I got the opposite opinion of you guys, like the guys. I gotta cut that. I got too much pride. If we at the table and the check come, I gotta put the bread up. I just can't. Even if I'm out like with a female friend and another female friend, and I'm paying for everybody. Like I say, "Hun, take my car, go pay for it." I can't. I have this thing inside of me that I don't like to let women pay for stuff. But it was one time in particular where a woman expected it from me, and she ran up a bag. She ran up a really good bag. Like I feel like when you out, you gotta what you said, femininity TTs. Like to manage your femininity, I don't think you should order the same way the girlfriend order if you expecting the man to pay. Like when I was out with Janelle and one of her friends, Janelle got like a lobster steak and all these drinks, and the friend matched her energy, and it was like $70 just for the food, and then we going like about $30 for the drinks and stuff all together. So I had to eat chicken fingers and French fries. And when the bill came, the friend like turned around and started looking for like those are real good stainless glass windows over there. I see, and I said, "Oh, this motherfucker think I'm about to pay for everything."
Yeah.
You just assumed I'm about to pay for you to get lobster and steak and drinks. Now that's just ignorant. That's ignorant. Now when you go to that level, you're being ignorant. But as the man I am in the prod, I wish I didn't have it. I had to cut that check.
I think
every time I gotta do it.
I think
you enough for that. No, I just as a man, as another man, man to man. I think
no, it is nothing. I agree with you.
Yeah, okay. I'm just making sure
that amount of pride, that amount of pride that I have makes me a nut. I do agree with that. Like I should for no reason. So I had paid about over $100 for her meal.
Wait, just
so
for
like
the girls. Go ahead, V.
No, go ahead.
Just for the chick's meal, you paid $100.
Her meal alone was $100.
Oh,
then my girl meal. And
she's tripping. She need to be. Nah, never mind. Let me not do that. But no, she's tripping though. She tripping. How you? But then you paid it, bro.
I had.
I'm disappointed in you, bro.
I'm very disappointed.
So what I'll say is, from my perspective to what you just described, if I was the girlfriend, I would have had to check her. Because like to me, that's completely inappropriate, and now you're disrespecting my relationship. That's how I would view it. Because it's like you see what I'm getting, and you also see that you're the third party. So why are you comfortable spending $100 on my man's tab, especially while I'm sitting right here witnessing it? Like, so for me, I would have had to check her, but at the same time, I feel like with me and my friends, I don't think any of my friends would, well, none of my friends now, back in the day probably, but now none of my friends would like even try that, and I wouldn't try that with them. Like, I just feel like that's just disrespectful. Like, right. I don't understand why you would ever feel comfortable doing that. Like, if you want to do that on, your own first date or your own situation with men that want to pay for your check, cool, but to do that with your friend's boyfriend, especially if it's like somebody who she like clearly loves, clearly, really wants. Because like, some people will finesse dudes who haven't gotten that title yet, just so y'all are aware, they do be finessing y'all sometimes. Like, and it's a full-on test. But like, it's like, if you finessing somebody who is like you in the talking stage, or it's like somebody who's like, oh, he's around, but I don't really like him like that, but I know we can get free meals out of him, then yeah, do your thing. But a boyfriend, that's wild. That's wild. Like, manage your femininity 2020.
Y'all manipulative, yo. I don't like that.
Ain't no y'all men are manipulative too. We're not gonna do that. Like that. We not gonna do that. Both parties are.
Don't put that smoke
out. You don't want this smoke, Scott. She on. Scott, let it go.
I'm a part of the Black Men Don't Cheat Association. So
I'm the president.
Right.
You better read her name. I'm trying to warn y'all. She's good today. She is very good.
No. I definitely think that you need to get chicken fingers and fries if you expecting the man to pay. Definitely. I agree.
Not all that now. This don't get steak and lobster.
Don't have that false confidence though when you're not prepared to pay for steak and lobster though. That's my thing.
I had you.
As a
But
man.
you got
man.
But you got paid. You can't look at your girl and be like, I'm not paying that, Chad.
Why?
I will. What the fuck?
If
you in a relationship, right? You got to be able to be real with yourself and the relationship. You got to hold
no. you. I'm the type of girlfriend that I'd have been like, oh, can we get separate checks, me and him together, and hers? Like that's what I would have done. That's me, because I would have been sitting there clocking like, hold on, sis got more than me, and this ain't even her man. Like, I didn't do this work for the both of us. I did the work for me. Like, you need to go find your own situation to sit on. Manage your femininity, ladies. Manage your femininity. Y'all should not be in these situations.
Now we put a little bit. This was Get Money Keith. This was Tour Life Keith. So I had
don't matter.
That's so like I guess the perception of me was like this nigga got money. But like if it was now, I'd be like, sis, we're gonna be watching this. I can't pay for that. Oh well, I guess I can now. I am Stimmy.
It don't matter what your perception is. It don't matter how much money he get, because at the end of the day, it's his money, not mine, not hers. So yeah, no. Especially if what she got costs more than what I got or what he got, absolutely not. We separating checks.
Yeah, I feel like I'll feel the same way if I could buy the meal 10 times over. I would still feel like
even if it was $29.99.
Right? Why do you expect me to pay for your shit? Fuck out of here! Like that's just me. Like I'm not doing it. Like I don't. Yeah, right. If you're not my personal friend, I'm damn sure not doing it too. Yeah. Like I don't know you, and if I don't know you, no, that's quiet.
Maybe I'm just in that. Like you said, Scott, I'm just in that.
You were simping, bro. That's what they call simping.
Oh, simping?
I don't think so. I mean, I think it's just, different people feel different ways.
I might have had the trade ball in the back of my head, like, damn, if I pay for this meal, this trade weight might go off. That probably really was my thought process, if I'm being honest.
Too much ego, man.
Ego.
I put this money on it. I knew somebody had let me touch it.
And what you do? You dropped off in front, right?
Didn't happen, right? It didn't happen. All I did was waste gas.
And money.
And money. You was trying. Oh, you out of pocket.
You sure? You definitely got a trail. You was short 300 that day, wasn't you?
Yeah, that's just the damn true. I heard it too.
I sure would. It sounded like it hurt.
Long drive home. Listen to Trey Songz.
So in conclusion, fellas, if you want to do it, but I don't feel like it should ever be an expectation for y'all to do it. I think that's the agreement that everyone has.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. So our last segment of the day is going to be, was I wrong? And for this segment, I'm going to pass this to Ro to let us know.
Oh, man.
Was he wrong?
I didn't know I was getting past the ball. Well, speaking of getting past the ball, Cowboys wide receiver Amari Cooper visited Salt Bay's famous restaurant.
Not the segue.
Visited Salt Bay's favorite restaurant, and everyone knows Salt Bay's signature. I don't know why he likes to feed people and like stick it inside their mouth. And Amari Cooper wasn't for it. He's like, "Nah, I'm cool, chill, bro. No, I'll take it off the joint. It's all these women at the table, bro. Get away from me." And the LGBT community took that as him being homophobic. They took it as cis men are so scared of being perceived as gay or looked at as gay that they would do anything to stay away from it. Is my mic messing up?
A little bit, but you good.
All right, I can hear it.
Yeah, I can hear you.
But yeah, so do you think he was wrong for not taking the meat in the mouth, if you will? Was he being homophobic? Are cis men too scared of being seen as gay?
Should he let the beef get dropped in his mouth, bro?
Yeah, should he let the beef, the pork, if you will, slide down his
Hey, hold up. Where is he? Who was? Oh fuck! Who was saying that he was homophobic? Like, where was these at? Where was this at? I didn't understand.
This is LGBT Twitter. They attack people like at least once a week, and Amari Cooper was on the chopping block this week.
Okay, so gay Twitter was talking shit about.
I didn't say that. That's not Amari what I said.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that. All right, I'm saying that. So gay Twitter was talking about Amari Cooper being homophobic.
Yes.
All right, boom. That's what homophobia is. It's gay people. So that's gay Twitter. Anyway, I'll think you wrong for the fact that he didn't do nothing wrong. He didn't want nobody putting nothing in his fucking mouth. So he has every right to say no. I don't know why this is a problem. Everybody really got something to say. And I think there is a such thing as having too much influence and too much opinions and being too opinionated on everything because you want to sound like you so thorough and you know everything that you speaking on him not wanting somebody to put something in his mouth. Like he has every right to do that. And that don't make him anything but a man who didn't want something put in his fucking mouth. That's it. That's all it make him. It don't make him anything else. Now, we can't make a determination now if he's so hyper masculine that he didn't want it and he thought it was gay. We don't know that. Nobody knows that. Y'all don't know this man. Y'all don't know him from a can of fucking paint. Y'all just heard of him because y'all seen him in a viral video. Y'all don't know shit about him. So don't try to use him as an example for other people who are that way. You feel me? And I hate like that shit bothers me because you don't know this person at all. And you think you do, and you go on Twitter and sound like you know what you fucking talking about when you probably really don't. And that shit really bothers me. And they need to stop that shit.
You never this passionate about nothing. And I just remember you a Cowboys fan.
No, I am a Cowboys fan.
You defended him a little too hard.
Listen, no, but it's not. It's not even about it's not even about that, yo. It's really like people really think they know everything, and they think because they on social media and that people listen to them and people agree to them and they speaking into this echo chamber that everybody is they know what the fuck they right all the time. Like, no, motherfucker, you not right all the time. Just because you gay don't mean you right about everything. That everybody's homophobic. It don't mean that. It doesn't. And sometimes people just don't want shit dropped in their mouth. That's cool, right? That's nothing wrong with it. Like I don't know. Go ahead, yo. I'm done. I'm drawn. Before I say something.
Well, I say something. What you just do?
No, I'm talking about say something. You know, cancel. You know, I'll be on Twitter next.
Yeah, don't be Papa John's now. All right, go ahead, Keith.
Well, I feel like, you know, he does have his own opinion. He doesn't have to have meat put in his mouth if he don't want meat put in his mouth, you know. Like, just judging from the video, yeah. I can see how they could be offended because of the reaction not only from Amari Cooper but from the entire table. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm gonna look at it from their perspective. Like I can see, you know, the prejudice they could probably feel in that situation because
they get meat
it's a group of men. They're trying to put meat in their mouth, and they all just like running away, you know. So I could see the perception of you know, it was like a homophobic thing. Like I could see that.
Yeah, but how do you see it though? What do you what's the point you taking? How do you think they feel about people not wanting meat in their mouth also?
Wait, can I just? But what do you feel?
I don't really have an opinion on that one.
How do you?
I don't know.
You have
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about that. What do you?
So you taking the meat to the mouth, Keith?
You getting meat?
What you saying?
Nah, I ain't never say that. No.
No, I'm definitely taking the meat to the mouth. Let me be honest, y'all.
All right.
If I'm at a Salt Bay restaurant, I'm getting fed some meat.
Wow.
I'm keeping it being. I'm right off the knife. Yes, sir.
All
I'm there. I'm paying for this, so I'm getting the whole experience.
I hear what Scott's saying though, because it's like you going to Salt Bay's restaurant. When you go there, you know what type of environment you going into. You know what he does at his restaurant. Take the meat to the mouth. You gotta do it. Gotta do it. Take the meat to the mouth.
Hashtag take the meat to the mouth.
Y'all been to Hibachi, right?
I gotta change my joint. I put in.
Y'all been to Hibachi, right?
Take me in
they do the little they toss the shrimp up to you in Hibachi. You know,
they toss it. They toss it. That's a little less aggressive.
Y'all, yeah. You trying to get that shit.
V, that was real spicy, V, your name.
I'm just saying, like, I just feel like, I mean, now I don't think that necessarily like what he did was homophobic, but because I mean, I think it probably was a situation of like he was uncomfortable with someone putting meat in his mouth. And even if it was he was uncomfortable with a man doing it versus a woman doing it, like I still feel like that's his right. I don't think that's necessarily homophobic. But at the same token, you go in the Salt Bay's restaurant. Salt Bay puts meat in mouth. You can't go to Salt Bay's restaurant, sit down, and think you're not going to take the meat to the mouth. Take the meat to the mouth. Period.
Right.
Check your masculinity.
Right. And look,
what's the masculinity?
Check your masculinity at the door and take the meat to the mouth.
Woo! And also, everybody, y'all some lying motherfuckers. If y'all say y'all ain't never caught that shrimp at hibachi, y'all lying. If y'all never caught a shrimp at hibachi,
I don't eat seafood.
I do.
All right. Well, you don't eat seafood, but if you go to the hibachi, you catching shrimp. If you eat shrimp or whatever, they be throwing mad shit, huh?
They be throwing stuff in your mouth. I don't want.
Yeah, they be throwing shit in. You never did that.
Put it on my plate.
I'm not gonna hold you. I've gone to hibachi several times and I've never had shrimp thrown in my mouth.
What?
Really?
Wait, so y'all never?
What hibachi you go to?
Who, me?
Y'all never seen that at the hibachi?
Yeah, what kind of chefs y'all got at your hibachi? Like they not throwing the shrimp up. They not fun with the shit. Like damn.
I guess maybe I've
They
been
not
missing
flipping
out.
the spatulas. They not lighting.
Oh no, they doing all of that. I just never had a shrimp thrown in my mouth.
You were for real?
Did they do the onion, John? The onion pyramid?
No, I like shrimp. I just didn't have it thrown in my mouth. Yeah, the onion, little flame, and all that. Yeah.
Which joint you went to? Which hibachi you went to?
He gave you half a show.
I've been to like different ones.
Half the show. What is going on here? I've never seen two men argue so
talking
hard.
about.
Wow. We taking shrimp to the mouth. That's what I need to change my name to.
Yeah. Oh, so y'all like shrimp in the mouth, huh, guys?
To the mouth.
Is it because you like eat?
Listen. I'm just saying though, it's just food. Y'all.
So if it was steak,
we not sexualizing. We not.
But shrimp
is it jumbo shrimp or is it like regular shrimp that you guys take in the mouth?
It's the little Jones. Yeah,
oh, little shrimp. I had to joke.
What about crab meat?
Crab meat?
You get crab meat in your mouth?
Crab meat? They don't. They ain't got no real crab meat.
What are the things of meat that you like to take in the mouth?
The steak. I would do the steak. That's all, man. I told you I would say that. I would do that. Like,
okay, all right.
He be breaking the joint. He don't even cut it. Like he break it down with his hands, yo. You know how succulent that steak probably is. Like,
all right. let me switch it up a little bit. So just think about like even if Amari would have put that meat in his mouth, Twitter would have killed him. The internet would have killed.
Did he just say succulent? Is that what he just said?
That is I couldn't even say pause because I was so shocked of the succulent.
You had to pause. You couldn't even.
Yeah, I had to pause. I had to
literally do it.
Listen, I was testing y'all. Y'all might be homophobic. Their Twitter might be on.
Whoa, hold on.
All right, might be homophobic.
Moral to the story is
take the meat to the mouth.
Take the meat to the mouth.
Keith, are you taking the meat to the mouth?
And V is wrapping up the show. That's what V
no. We
already did the moral of the story.
Before we wrap up, I need to know, Keith, are you taking the meat to the mouth?
I will not take the meat to the mouth. No.
Okay, Marquise, are you taking the meat to the mouth? Yeah. No.
Nah.
No. All right. Well,
I'm cool.
We both of y'all.
It's just me and you, Scott.
It's me and you, V. But we going to Salt.
So that wraps up today's episode of Talk Heavy. Yeah. Scoop Burgundy is 43. That's my exit.
Oh,
you next.
Just call me Stimmy Neutron.
Did Scotty take the meat to the mouth, Reed?
All right.
No, I'm just.
It's Keith. I'm out.
All right, y'all take me to the mouth.